All right, today we're going to get our hands dirty with the real art of manga. We're not just here to read a story. No, we're going to take it apart piece by piece and really look at the machinery behind the magic. We're going to see how it's built, panel by powerful panel. So this is the big question at the heart of it all, isn't it? How can a panel with absolutely no words manage to say more than a whole page of a novel? How does manga convey such deep emotion, these complex backstories, this intense atmosphere, sometimes with just a look or a shadow? How do they pull that off?
Well, here's the secret. Manga isn't just pictures with some words slapped on. It's its own complete visual language. And to really understand it, you and I are going to act like detectives. We'll take a close look at a few key scenes to decode exactly how these artists craft such powerful emotional experiences for us.
Let's start with one of the toughest emotions to portray authentically, intimacy. We're going to look at two very different scenes that show totally different kinds of closeness, just to see how the artist uses their toolkit to make us really feel something.
Okay, first up we have a scene called Diamond Claim. And wow, that dialogue hits you right away, doesn't it? These words from Jarru are so direct, so possessive. They're just dripping with passion. There is zero subtlety here. The artist is telling you from the get-go, this is going to be fiery and intense.
And the whole scene builds up to this line, whispered right up against his partner Morisawa's lips. I mean, come on. This isn't just some sweet little phrase. It's basically a modern, passionate vow. It perfectly hammers home the theme of this whole moment. Ownership, desire, a claim being made.
All right, let's do a complete 180. Now we're jumping into a scene called Heartbeat Rest. It features the same character, Jarru, but the feeling is completely different. I want you to notice how the entire method of storytelling shifts here, away from those loud, explicit declarations and into something quiet and subtle.
In this scene, the entire atmosphere is built visually without needing any bold words at all. You see the panels show moonlight, which immediately sets this soft, gentle mood. Jarru's movements, they're described as reverent. He's not claiming anything here, he's protecting. Every single little action, from the way he strokes his partner Peppy's hair to that gentle kiss on the forehead, it all builds this incredible feeling of safety and deep, gentle affection. And the dialogue, it's barely even there. These are just whispers, you know? Almost like his thoughts are just escaping his lips. This isn't a big declaration for someone else to hear. It's a quiet, private revelation of his innermost feelings. It's just a brilliant shift from the outward passion we saw before to this internal protective warmth. But this is the masterstroke right here. The sound effect of a steady heartbeat. It's not just a sound. The artist makes it a visual element that rhythmically fills that last panel. It represents peace, security, life itself. It is the ultimate expression of tranquility. And it's all done without a single word of actual dialogue. Just amazing. So, when you put them side by side, the takeaway is crystal clear, right? On one hand, you have Diamond Claim, using that bold, in-your-face dialogue to create a feeling of fiery desire. And on the other hand, Heartbeat Rest uses silence, gentle actions, and even sound effects to build an atmosphere of just profound peace. Two totally different types of intimacy, achieved with two completely different but equally effective toolkits. Okay, so we've seen how panels create intimacy. Now let's see how they can unpack a character's entire backstory and their internal conflict, sometimes in the space of just a single page. This page, Legacy of the Coast, is just a masterclass in how to pace a story. Look how this works. Step 1. It kicks off with a simple, innocent question from a classmate. Step 2. Jarru hits back with this mysterious answer, because I can't afford to. Step 3. A silhouette panel reveals his high status. And then finally, step 4. A close-up on his face reveals the immense burden he carries. Each panel is a deliberate beat in this really powerful reveal.
And it all builds to this one line. This right here is Jarru's core motivation. And suddenly, his standoffish behavior, it isn't just a personality quirk anymore. We realize it's a necessity, something born from this huge responsibility he carries. In just 4 panels, our entire understanding of this character has been completely turned on its head. So, after taking apart these scenes, what are the big takeaways? Let's boil it all down into a simple toolkit that you can use to appreciate any manga you read on a much, much deeper level.
These are the core tools we've seen in action. First, there's layered dialogue, which shows us what a character is thinking versus what they're actually saying. Then, strategic silence. That was the star of our heartbeat rest scene, remember? It creates that powerful atmosphere. We also saw how sound effects can become part of the emotional landscape. And finally, framing, how using close-ups versus wide shots tells us exactly what's important to feel in any given moment.
So here's what I want you to do. The next time you pick up a manga, don't just read the words. I want you to look for the silence. Listen for the sound effects. Watch how the camera moves from panel to panel. Because the real story, the deepest emotion, is often found not just in what is said, but in how it's all shown. So the question is, what unspoken stories are waiting for you in those spaces in between?